It is an honor for me to sit down with the Ed Sheeran. How are you?
Good.
Welcome to Toronto.
Thank you.
You've not your first time here?
No. It's always a pleasure to come back as well. Yeah.
What's changed the most since you were here with Taylor Swift? That would have been the last time you were here, right?
No, I was here for the MMVAs.
Oh, you were here for the MMVAs. That's right. Okay, so
since last time I was here, what did I do for the MMVAs? What did I do afterwards? I went drinking in some bar. Yeah.
Just a random bar, or did somebody say, here's where you go?
It was the MMVA's crew after party, so it wasn't like the glitz and glamour one that all the celebrities went to. It was just the like working crew,
right?
And I thought that would be more fun because like everyone there was going to get on it. Like when you go to a party that's full of people who are well known, famous, like they're all worried about what they're doing and whether people are watching or something. So if you go to somewhere where people just don't really care, you're good.
Is that one of the things you like to do in your downtime? Just go for a pint?
Yeah, or two. Or two.
Okay, favorite brand? I'm curious, as a beer fan.
I was a beer fan. Well, where I come from in Suffolk, I mean, my local pub brews its own beer, and I have a pump of that beer in my house as well, and that's called Old Vic, and it's from the Earl's Own Brewery. That's wicked.
I have a kegerator at my place. You have a pump in your place too, so you can just pour your own beer in the house.
I have a bar like with all optics and everything, with like a pool table and vinyl player. And
that's amazing. Did I read that you bought a farm?
Yeah.
Are you going to become a farmer, or is it just all the land that you wanted?
Well, yeah, I got the place and got all the land, and then I've turned all the land into, so you could grow crops on it, but I've turned it into a lawn. So it's a lawn, and then I'm going to plant a forest and have. You're
going to plant a forest? That's a pretty ambitious project.
Yeah. Well, what my idea is when I was a kid, I always loved going to forests and climbing trees and stuff. So I planted a load of climbable trees. So when I have kids, they can just go and climb trees and have a tree house and do all of that.
See, you're young, and it's odd for someone so young to think even ahead to when I have kids. Is that something that you're even thinking about?
Well, I don't think the forest is going to be ready for another 15 years. And if I haven't at least started thinking about having kids in 15 years, I'm going to be living quite a depressing life.
Gotcha.
Because that's going to be near when I'm 40. And most people have kids around then.
Jamie Foxx discovered you at the Foxhole. You were doing an open mic show, and you took a chance just by flying to LA.
Well, it was actually his... it came after a string of gigs. That was probably my 30th gig in LA by that point of that month. And it was his manager that saw me. And then the next day, his manager brought me on his radio show, and I met him. Yeah.
Surreal? Like, I mean, you're in LA playing the shows, and then, hey, Jamie Foxx wants to meet you.
Yeah. But for me, I'd never been to LA before, so I just assumed that was how LA worked. Like... Because it is kind of how LA works. Like, there's someone around every single corner. So I was just very fortunate to be there at that point, at that time, to play in front of his manager and then be brought on the show. You
used the studio, and I guess, as they say, the rest is history, right? I mean, you started recording music, and then before you know it, you're out on tour. You do a lot of touring, by the way. Like, does this travel schedule ever get to you?
I guess so, but I mean, like, I don't know what else I'd be doing if I wasn't doing this. So I mean, sometimes I feel tired, and like today I'm quite achy because I've been training to do something for a music video tomorrow. And yeah, I mean, it gets to you at certain points, but then I think if I had a day off, what would I be doing? I'd probably be lounging around in my underwear watching films. Like that doesn't sound appealing to me.
You were also a writer. You write a lot of music for a lot of other people. I don't know if a lot of people know that. You sing, obviously, and you play instruments, but for the people who actually play instruments, I'm wondering, what instrument do you think is cool that you don't know how to play?
Piano.
Yeah, you don't know how to play piano?
It was my first instrument, and then I just stopped playing it, and I can't pick it. I mean, I can play a little bit. Like, if you put a piano on stage tonight, I can play you a song, but I'm not Chris Martin.
Do you think you would like to learn? Like, will you actually sit down and learn it?
No, I think I'm past an age. I think you need to learn something. To become a master of something like that, you need to start learning it when you're young, because young minds just get into stuff quicker. But I think, I'd like to learn the basics of it, I think, but I don't think I'll become a master piano player at this age.
Okay. Typical day for you. You get up and what, you go to a show, or you do radio interviews and media interviews and stuff like that, and then you'd actually do the concert and then you go to bed. I mean, it seems like you work a lot. Well,
for instance, today I woke up
in Toronto, or did you get here today?
I woke up in Toronto, shot a music video this morning with a guy called Hoodie Allen, and then came here. You're my 5th interview, and then after this I've got meet and greets, and then I've got a show and then it's the final night of the North American tour, so we'll have a drink, and then I fly at 5 a.m. tomorrow to California to shoot another music video.
And then iHeartRadio.
And then iHeartRadio, yeah. And then off to Australia to play their equivalent of the Super Bowl.
Congratulations, by the way. It is the final night of the North American tour. Good, bad, anything you would have done differently?
It's been great. It's been great. But this tour has been it was always a warm-up for next year. We're doing the big tour next year. So this was testing the water, seeing if we could sell places like this. Which we can, so we're going to come back. We're going to come back later.
Obviously, you did pretty well.
Yeah,
that's good. What's next for you? Will you take some time off? Will you just write?
No, I'm on tour till next August, and then I'm going to try and get a record out pretty soon after that. Unless I'm knackered, then I might just take 2 years off. But
so
I don't know. I don't know if I'll do that.
2016, 2017 type next album?
Probably, yeah. More likely 2016. Yeah, more likely.
Any plans for it yet?
Yeah.
Will you tell us?
Well, I work on a basis of I do the songs first and then do the productions afterwards. So I think as long as the songs are good, the production will follow. So the plan is to just write a lot of good songs.
Quick question from Twitter. Do you know much about the Canadian music scene? And if you do, who do you like?
I think Canadian music scene is amazing. I think Drake obviously is a great export. I really like Nickelback. I really like Avril Lavigne. Sum 41 were a band that I listened to a lot when I was younger. I mean, Bieber, you can't knock him. You can't knock him. His music is there. Like, he's a good musician. He's a good musician. He's a good singer, good performer, works hard. Can't really knock that. Like, yeah, there's everyone has personal stuff that they get up to. I get up to personal stuff. It just doesn't make it into the media. But I think from an artist's point of view, you can't knock that. So I think, yeah, Canadian music scene's doing good.
Last Twitter question. Tell us something that we don't know about you already, that we couldn't read on Wikipedia or on your website.
I'm size 11 feet.
Size 11, everybody.
You wouldn't know that. Would you know that?
I would. Well, looking at him,
yeah.
That's about an 11. Yeah. It's pretty good.
It's an 11. What else? I went from, in the last year, I've gone from a large t-shirt to a medium t-shirt to a small. Yeah, I've lost 35 pounds.
Is that from playing? Like doing shows every night?
No, I just cut out bread and beer.
Yeah. Oh, so the low carb diet works.
Yeah, but I can have like rice and fries and potatoes and all of that and alcohol. It's just bread and beer. I was waking up having a sandwich for lunch, sandwich for dinner, sandwich after show, and beer. So I just needed to cut it back a little bit.
Funny enough, that's my diet, so I'm going to have to try the Ed Sheeran diet and see if I can get down to a small. I don't think a small is going to happen for me.
I don't know, man. Like, 35 pounds is a lot. I dropped it in like 4 months.
No kidding. Yeah. Good for you. That's fantastic. Well, you are a true talent, and we are really glad to have you here in Toronto and here on Z1035. So thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us.
Pleasure.
And good luck with everything.
Thank you.
Ed Sheeran, everybody.
Nice one.